was looking into darkness for something to hold on. Found you when you were so broken, and I felt something was wrong. I think I'm in love, 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 I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. Ooh, I'm in love with you. I think town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
All right, here we go. Got the SPY trying to pop off here at open initially. What is going on? Happy Taco Tuesday. How's everybody doing? SPY moving higher here. The high of pre-market's right around 639, 638.90. Let's see that 639 push, maybe 640 be coming into play here soon. That would be beautiful, especially if you're a bull. As we can see, the SPY has been holding on a trend line recently pretty well. It's good to see it bouncing off of this once again. This is the third bounce on the trend. I thought maybe we would wake up and this would be breaking down here in the short term. Definitely something I was worried about this morning. So good thing that the SPY held up well. 638 bouncing back up though. Looking pretty nice. Mason said, my UNH puts. Let's fucking go. You had UNH puts? Wow. Earnings were rough for them. Yeah, 262. Let's see that daily chart. Oh, disgusting, Mason. I like it. Yeah, bad earnings. Saw some people talking about this one in Discord. I didn't check into the earnings too closely myself. I mean, as we know, UNH has been sucking no matter what. So, that's kind of funny. Autumn says, I want pizza. I'll take maybe some taco pizza. If you guys haven't ever had that, it's pretty good. Sprinkle some Doritos on top. What levels should we be looking at on SPY for an uptrend, Autumn said. SPY, right now it's trying to hold 638. That is a pretty good support here at open. If we start to get underneath here, I think things could get a little bit shaky. Now, we're only 2 minutes in, so, we see a lot of opening volatility, a lot of wild wicks, things of that nature. But holding 638, in my opinion, would be a good thing to see for right now. If that starts to break down, excuse me. If that starts to break down, I think we could see a larger downtrend coming in. Not that we have to see a big sell-off, but it is holding it pretty good for right now, which is solid to see. Going to the 1 minute. Zooming in, see it holding a bit better. R. Perez says CHTR. Lovely. Looking at Charter Communications continuing to die. CHTR. Down to under $300 yesterday at the end of the day. Damn, what a level. Yeah, it's mainly it there, Autumn. Like, if it keeps holding, I mean, there's not really much that's going to stop it from going. Unless we get JOLTs data coming out, which does come out in 27 minutes. Maybe that could change things a bit, but I would doubt it. SoFi with their earnings up over 17%. Another move at open. A big green candle up to $25 a share. Wow, you're right. 17%. What a run. Boeing reported this morning too. Sold off slightly at open here. Nothing near as good as SoFi. I think I saw that Spot was pretty bad too. Yep. 8.58% to the downside. At least SoFi is getting it done though. 17%. Look at them on the daily now. They're not at all the all-time highs quite yet, but they're pretty much testing all-time highs. $25 right here. Overhead, we have like 28. It's a big level. Made a quick scalp on Hims calls till the previous day high. Wow, well, hey, what a good place to sell. My views, that has to be one of the best sell points. It was like sniped. Nice. I like hearing that. The IV wasn't very high on UNH. Really? So it didn't really like IV crush too bad? I didn't really check it. Let me go check the TOS here. Oh, wow. It crushed a little bit, but, you know, not as bad as it could have. On the last earnings, the hell? The last time that they reported earnings, the IV went up. It's kind of funny. No. I guess it did crush a little bit. It looks like it just doesn't, like, line up well here. Let me zoom in. I'll show you. Yeah. On day 1 and day 2 it went up, but then a couple days later it crushed back. I guess it was just so wild to the downside at that point that it was just... Yeah, it was just so wild. PG earnings good. PG. Procter & Gamble. 155. Very nice support here. I like the support, but you're right. Another sell-off today. Another earnings player. Let's see. Who else? UPS, Merck, PayPal. That's one I haven't heard anything about today. I see why. I see why. Merck. MRK? Yeah. Damn. Seems like some bad earnings today, besides SoFi. Everything looks pretty rough. UPS down? Wow, yeah. I think like every single one that I've checked today besides SoFi was red. By quite a bit. That's not very good. Yeah, NVO news, Ryan, for sure. Novo. One of my favorites this morning that was falling off, actually testing $50 a share, which is a big level on NVO. But yes, NVO is getting destroyed. Let me pull up the article for you guys here. They named their new CEO. They cut their guidance, too, of course. That's the really bad thing. They actually have earnings here soon. NVO reports earnings. August 6th. I believe, like, in a week. About a week. Seems like a no-brainer in the long term, though, although LLY will eat into the market a bit. I like it quite a bit, Ryan. Like, I'm really eyeing it up here on this dip. I'm going to be looking at it very closely. I really like long-term support on NVO down around $47 to $48. If it could get down and test that, that would be pretty awesome. It got pretty close today, but... I think it would bounce a bit more before just going straight up. Autumn doesn't understand it sometimes. You're not made to, Autumn. It's kind of funny the way some stuff plays out. DRRK SLRX. Maybe that was a mistype. SLRX, let's see. Solarius Pharmaceuticals. It's always the pharma companies. Yeah, 180% today. My gosh. Looks like from open they're trying to keep going too. I think they halted though. Yeah, they're halted. SCNI, let's see. $3.40, not really bad. That looks pretty awesome. Sinai. Juan says, I've been rolling my contracts. This is nice. Some money back and in the gap move for overnight. It's been nice. Rolling my contracts. How do falling stocks all of a sudden soar, Autumn said? It's kind of wild sometimes how it happens, isn't it? There's something that goes on, of course, whenever people short stocks, Autumn, that they get bought back. So it's hard to say, like, if somebody was, like, acquiring short positions on the way down or something of that nature, then they take profits. Maybe that starts to trigger, like, a bit of a frenzy, we would say. Bunch of algos start to see something like that, and they all hit on it at the same time, buying it back up. It's a tough go there. Maybe a big support came in and a lot of traders have been waiting to get it there. It does seem almost unnatural though a lot. So, all right, SPY trying to bounce back a little bit here. Tom, how's AMD on the book map? It's looking great on the chart itself, up to 179 again. Let's go check it on book map. 180, 243,000 shares there. Not the most ever, but pretty good. Quite a bit. Couple of them were about to get pushed out of the NASDAQ. Possible buyers trying to stop that. Could be. I've actually never really studied too often, you know, like companies failing that are trying to get kicked out of the NASDAQ, how they really end up moving. That does make sense though, Autumn. Yeah, pretty good, my views. Back to the stock itself, which is pretty hot today, 2.7%. Loving it. Up to 179. Going to the hourly. New all-time highs, I believe, right? Oh, no. Duh. New recent highs, though, for sure. $185 here on AMD. That's a huge resistance. If they could get through that, 200 should be coming up no problem. There's hella cops in this Starbucks. Why do I feel guilty? They're all at my table too. Ask them, tell them that you want to be arrested, Autumn. Mason said, what a day, LFG. How's UNH going for you still? Or did you take profits there? Love that though. Have a day.
Invincible.
Go check on LVS really quick. Moving back up a little bit today. Las Vegas Sands has been slowly but surely coming back. How about Caesars? CZR? Been a little while since I checked in on Caesar here. Down to around 28.40 today. Not looking too great on the daily. Consolidating really hard. And we really needed to see a good breakout of that resistance. It did not come yet. Bit brutal. Going over to the watch list today. Fubo, of all things, is leading the way. Up 18%. Look at Fubo on the daily chart here. Breaking clear double top resistance at like 392 to $4. Right through. Earnings coming up on August 12th, right? JMO's up 600% on SoFi. Wow. That is a great move. 600%. Dang. That's a great run. It is up a lot. Don't be afraid to lock it in. Go back to Fubo. Yeah, we're going to throw a dub in the chat for that one. That kid didn't wake up yet? Oh. He's going to be sad if he don't get up. He'll learn. He'll learn. Ryan says, I somehow own nothing that's up today. Of course. SPY just broke through 638, guys. 638 just broke down. Pretty big area of support from this morning in pre-market. And even the other day, 638 had a lot of bounces. Once the SPY broke through it, it fell all the way to 637 even. So watch for 637. SPY on the drop. Pretty rough. Pretty rough. JPM is moving past 300. Whoa. JP Morgan. Crushing it. Look at the daily. Wow. Yeah, it's safe to say that JPM play did not work out very well. At least not yet. Even if it ends up working out now, I'm not sure that we'd call it a true success or not. Gosh, I can't talk today. Fubo came out with some expectations. Oh. They're expecting their Q2 revenue to top $365 million in North America. Reach over 1.35 million subs, both ahead of guidance. Yeah. They better hit that number then on their earnings, or else they're gonna be in trouble after having this move. That's funny. Mr. Wu said Boeing's dropping. Boeing is pretty brutal this morning, isn't it? All over the place. When I checked it right at open, it dropped. Continued to fall down to 230 here. Looking at Boeing on the daily, I mean, they were a little bit overextended. We've been seeing a lot of stocks, though, pop up, even though that they've been overextended, so it's not really, like, that concerning, really. What's the news? Why is everything coming down? I don't think it's really that crazy to see some pullback come in. Uh-oh, SPY's back on the trend. I know there's so many lines. This is a big trend test, though. It's a pretty big level to test there. It bounced already. Haha. How do you like that? That's pretty funny. Right off of it again. Weird stuff sometimes on these trends, I'll tell you. We'll see if it breaks down as the day progresses, though. Might just be time to buy the dip. I don't love it. Don't forget we have JOLTs data in a few minutes, guys. JOLTs data coming out soon. NVO. Just chopping around at open here. See if they try to sell off again. MyView's got into some core weave puts. Nice. Core weave broke down pretty well here. What is that, Brain? Oh, the Nimbus. I thought that's what you meant. Yeah, the Nimbus 3000. Wait, you're not talking about the Harry Potter broom? I thought you were talking about Harry Potter's Nimbus whatever broom that he rode on. That's funny. Gotcha. I know some of you out there know what I'm talking about. Us nerds out there, right? J.K. Rowling should sue. Honestly, 570 support on QQQ held up pretty well for now. Little bounce going on. SPY, as we know, holding up on that trend for now. We'll see what it does. It's going to be contending with 638 resistance again. Seems like it's having trouble there. Go back to those banks. JP Morgan was nuts there. Holding above 300 in a pretty nice way. How's Tessie today? I haven't checked in on them too much. Pulled back down to 320, down 1.7%. You can see over the past few trading days, they've been doing pretty well. So today's pullback, a little bit brutal on that overall trend there. Kind of rough to see a breakdown, but, you know, they had been trying to recover. Now, if we zoom out even more, things look a little bit more brutal, but kind of looks like that resistance at 330 is pretty huge. Ended up holding up quite well. Tesla's in such a weird spot right now. They're in a big wedge. I don't know if you guys have studied this one at all with Tessie in the wedge here. But they've been holding this wedge in a crazy way. Look at all these hits. I mean, I guess this one's not a true hit. It's close, though. Close. On the bottom end. And again, you know, recently. Again, right on it. Not even earnings could sell them off through the wedge. Very interesting. As it gets towards the end of this, though, be prepared for a move. It's getting a bit wild out there for Tesla. I saw some recent news from yesterday where they were going to be using Samsung chips. Pretty interesting. Anybody else see that? How's AEO? American Eagle. Kind of flat today, down 1.16%. The luster might be wearing off here. Yeah, 2 minutes on JOLTs. So here's the thing with JOLTs. There's a few different scenarios here. If JOLTs shows that the jobs data is getting worse, could that be good for the market because that kind of pushes Powell more towards rate cuts? It could be. Now, the market might see it as bad. So it's a tough way to look at it. You know, which way is the market going to perceive it? If it is bad jobs data, is it going to perceive it as, okay, the jobs data is getting bad, that's a negative thing, let's go down? Or are they going to perceive it as, okay, the jobs data is bad, is that going to push Powell towards rate cuts, which makes this good? Sometimes I've seen it perceived that way. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm just saying that's one of the scenarios. Let's turn on SPY 1 minute. As it releases, I'm sure there's going to be a pretty crazy candle coming through. We will pull up the economic calendar as well. So the consensus is 7.55 million. So we'll see if it comes in right around that or not. It should be coming out in about 5 seconds. Here we go. The suspense. Came in at 7.437 million. Job offers decreased to 7,437. 7.43 million, of course. They worded that weird there. 7.43 million. I mean, it looks like it's like right around the midpoint. It came in just under expectations. The SPY has not really reacted very much yet. I don't think that it's going to affect things too badly right here, considering that there hasn't been any move really on that initial candle. I don't think that there's going to be anything too crazy coming from that. Just came in right around expectations. It missed by a little bit, but not too bad. SPY had been kind of pulling back here before that data came out. Sitting right at resistance. If that data could have gotten some nice bullish activity going, man, SPY's probably be pushing 640 right now. I think it's just very lackluster. Did not really anything that surprised the market too much. Interesting. Zero reaction almost out of SPY. Guess that's a good thing. Don't have to overthink it. What is the consumer confidence looking like? Nice, okay. So confidence went up a little bit. That's good. 97.2 versus 95.8 on the consensus there on the CB consumer confidence for July. Nothing crazy. Let's go back to the price action then. Tesla 320 still holding its ground down there. Very large support. Is it going to keep holding for the day? Very nice hold so far. I'm sure some people are going to be looking to buy the dip possibly on this one. If it gives out though, look to cut. But, you know, buying up dips can be good risk rewards. Yeah, you could probably do something like this pretty easily on the risk reward ratio. Again though, you're kind of hoping for a trend reversal here, so. Autumn, you know, I went back and looked at the JOLTs last time, and it didn't do anything last time either. I think that really what happened here is that people are really more worried about the other stuff this week. I think that traders are way more worried about the FOMC tomorrow, as well as like PCE data Thursday, and then the non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate Friday. I think that there's just so much this week that the JOLTs is just getting a little bit, it's going like under the radar a little bit, or has been kind of brushed off, I guess we would say, by traders. That's kind of my thought, at least. Yeah, I went back before last night's video and compared a couple of those JOLTs releases, and not much really happened. How's the Mag 7 here? I would say mostly red. Pretty negative movement, I'd say. The SPY's up in the green, but like Tesla's down 1.8%. Apple's down, Meta's down, Amazon's down, Google's down, Microsoft's in the green, and Nvidia's green, but The SPY isn't really getting much going. It's very flat. I guess the S&P as a whole is looking a bit worse. Or just flat. Probably just very mixed out there today. I've noticed that today's been very mixed. I think traders are really mixed ahead of all these big events going on this week. I'm not surprised really to see a little bit of weird price action. Pony's getting sold off though. Pony's down 6%. Walmart's looking solid, Steve said. WMT up to 98.10. Let's go to the daily on Walmart. Very solid. Wow. They've been trading up to the top of this channel here multiple times. It's funny. I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water. Give me one sec. All right. Sorry about that. If you're just now joining up, though, destroy that like button today. Let's go. 20 likes. Let's try to hit 40 today. That would knock my socks off. 40 likes. Let's go.
All right.
Last I checked, AMD broke 180. By a lot? Oh, okay. It broke and ran up a little bit. It had one true 1 minute candle close above there. The rest closed just under it or just right at it. Unfortunately, it kind of faked out there at 180. Kind of sucks. But it did break it. It wiped out the sellers that were stacked there. 100,000 volume hit on that volume dot. There's actually, I'm seeing 45,000 shares stacked up at 180 now. Adobe seems like a decent long-term play. Seems like it's on the stairway up to me. Adobe, let's see, ADBE. Adobe looks beautiful, 0.77%. Looking at the daily, trying to recover back. They fell off on earnings back in June. I know a lot of people have been looking to buy this one up possibly as like a longer term play. Bit freaky in the way it's been moving lately. This would be a good one to get like a good fundamental analysis on from Hunter, Steve. That would be a nice one. Figma might really affect Adobe though. It should be opening this week. It could, Autumn. There's also a lot of people that speculate that a lot of these like AI apps and things of that nature could be affecting Adobe as well. Now, whenever I'm looking at Adobe, you know, they actually have a lot of their own AI and different things of that nature as well that they use. and integrate into like their own platforms. So, but either way, Adobe's going to be around for a long time. It's just going to be like, look, is their stock going to be solid enough to justify holding, right? Like, is it justifiable to hold Adobe? I'd have to really do a fundamental deep dive on this one with Hunter, I think. Because it's just one of those companies that's at a certain point where I don't think that you can just rely on like hype and growth anymore with them. He does fundamental analysis, Steve. So he goes back and looks at, like, let's say, you know, companies' earnings, like their EPS, like their PS ratios. He looks at like, oh, sorry, I almost dropped my phone. You ever do that? You have like a weird reaction? But yeah, he goes back and looks at like the company's revenue, their PS, price of sales is what PS is. Tons of things. EBITDA. I mean, you know, comparing like debt to free cash flow. Tons of different things that Hunter looks at, but especially for like a long-term setup like Adobe, I would definitely get one. Apple's launching floatable phone in 2026. Do you see any news? Floatable phone? I think I heard about that. Where was that? Let me go find the news. Are they actually, or is that like... I saw some people talking about iPhones, but I didn't see anything about that on the news. I thought I saw some people hyping up iPhones. I thought maybe that's what it was, but... Oh, that would be hilarious, Fab. Look at Apple's resistance on the daily chart. It continues to hold under this resistance. It's been an insane past few months with Apple. Really failing to break out. That's terrible. And that's how the independent robot nation started. Tesla down under 320 right now. Might make a new low of the day here. Tesla's looking kind of brutal. Gosh, it just keeps selling off. If it starts accelerating, could get nasty right here. SPY coming back alive, testing 638 again. Might go for a 638 breakout move here. Big level of 638. Keep your eyes on that. Be a little careful. Let's see what big earnings are coming out tonight. Starbucks, Bookings Holdings, Visa, Mara, Seagate. Caesars tonight. Watch Starbucks. SBUX. Let's see how the dirt coffee goes. Starbucks. Down to 93 bucks. Yeah, it doesn't look too great. I don't love the setup here. I like buying it if you're going to try to snipe it around support, around like 70 or 80, somewhere like in that range. For the longer term, tough call with Starbucks. They'll probably be sustainable, but I've seen a lot of people suggest that this one is not the best out there. Nonetheless, my fiance loves it. The data came out pretty flat, Demir. It wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it didn't really do anything. It didn't move the market much at all. I would say it just came in right around expectations, which was fine. JOLTs came in just under expectations slightly, but CB consumer confidence came in a little bit higher, which was good. Sorry, this thing glitched out on me. There we go. Every once in a while, it'll glitch out and show me all the countries. Don't know why. Yeah, here's... I'll point to where it came out, Demir. You can see that the SPY didn't do anything. Those candles are where it came out. Baja Fresh or Chipotle? Chipotle. I totally forgot about that, Steve. Yeah, I do remember some news with that a little while ago. Uh-oh. Chipotle's gapping down pretty bad from their earnings last week. That's a pretty bad move by them. Nasty. Go to the 5-minute chart. Bouncing around 319.50 to 320. Tesla. Not getting the best movement ever there. I guess most people are just waiting for the Powell day. No, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow. How's Tilray? Anybody eyeing them up after yesterday? I know Tilray had those earnings last night, kind of rough. I doubt many people are looking at them today, though. Pretty brutal. QQQ trying to get into the gap fill. If it gets into that zone, that would be pretty big. Like 569, 569.50. Maybe eye up a dip buy somewhere around there. Ryan said, yeah, they crapped the bed. Mason's like, come on, SPY, just pick a move. I know, it's really stuck. Very flat, very choppy right here. It keeps holding that lower trend line. Crazy. Tessie might be going for a rally here. I was going to say, everybody run into the Discord and ask Mason for book maps so he don't fall asleep. SPY still up over yesterday's close. QQQ doing the same. Tesla's really holding its ground here, guys. Forming a pretty good base right now, actually. Not terrible looking. SPY rejecting off VWAP, unknown says. SPY's moving like garbage, they said earlier. Yeah, I like that rally, Demure. Potentially looking pretty good. What a bad rejection again. Or is this where we're going to get more of a downtrend come in? Because that looks pretty brutal. It just keeps holding this lower end of the range, though. So it's kind of funny. Just watch it bounce back again. That would be funny if it did. It's like the third test, though. How many tests are we going to have here? Look at that green candle coming back. That's pretty funny. Who the hell is doing this right here? It looks pretty brutal, though, in the way that it's just stuck here. Too choppy. Boeing pulled back to 230. Looks like a 5-minute wedge. Let's go see the wedge. I'm not saying it's not a wedge. I was thinking more of like a, maybe a flag. Yeah, you can call it a wedge, I guess. Whatever you want to call it, honestly. That's I always say that, you know, I don't really care about the name. I just care about, like, okay, are we going to get a good break up or down out of the wedge or the triangle or the flag or whatever you want to call it? Either way, want to get that good move going. Go check Ford, General Motors here. Nothing too crazy on them again today. Back to Tesla on that base, down around 320. That's a big level for Tesla. Very large. We can see WULF bouncing around 515 to 520. SCAI is another random penny stock going off. Good catch, Tiger Woo. SCAI, yeah. Remember him talking about this one earlier. Scantech AI. 104% now, though. Wow. Yeah, no kidding. Nice, Mr. Woo. That's what I was thinking, Unknown. It seems like a day where SPY is getting a little bit weak, if I was being honest. Unknown, have you seen the trend line on the SPY yet? It's testing a super key trend as you zoom out. It's tested this trend a few times already. It even bounced off of the trend again today. I'm really watching to see if that breaks down. Maybe catch like an entry into FOMC tomorrow, maybe some of the earnings, but the cop next to me just gave me stock advice because his grandma was a trader in the 50s. His grandma was a trader in the 50s. What was she trading back then? Redman? What would have been, you know, besides like Coca-Cola or something? Like, what would be trading in the 50s? Crisco. SGD. Wow, SPY just broke down. Starting to trend down pretty bad. Are we going to make a new low of the day? All right, let's see how it goes here. This is a big level. Tesla down too. Ooh, Tesla. 3 brutal candles just hit out of nowhere. 320 is gone. 320 is gone just like that. Google, lower high on the day starting to come into play. Watch that lower high on Google. Maybe get some more downwards action there. Nvidia pulling back. SPY's on the top left chart, by the way, if you guys didn't know. Lock on that profit. Let's do it. Lock it in. I guess if you're trading puts. Wow, bouncing back already. Weird candle. Weird wick coming in on the SPY. I actually formed a bit of a higher low now with that wick. Kind of strange. We're going to need a turnover here. Every time SPY starts to move out of this range, it fakes out right back into it. Yeah, very weird action, Unknown. I don't love it. Tesla down under 320 in a pretty bad way here. That double bottom here, 319.30. That's brutal. ChatGPT says the 50s were dominated by the NYSE and they traded like General Motors, Steel, IBM. Yeah, okay. Those sound like stuff exactly like what you'd think. Or another one like, yeah, Ford, GM. What's another one? I wonder if like Kraft was around back then or somebody like that. That's funny. The 50s. Too unsure today to even know what SPY position to take. The problem is right now is that it's just not moving. Like, it's having some action. It's just nothing directional, right? Very back and forth. I feel like waiting for, like, the better movement to start to come in is the better thing to do here. Go find some stuff that has better action than this. Let's go see Asana today. Asana up around the top of the watch list. Advanced Money Dispenser has still been pretty good. It's up over 180 right now. We might get a good continuation here. SMCI was pretty hot yesterday. Continue watching that. We're only 2 likes away from 40. Let's go. Let's go. Autumn said the cops left. Now I feel so unsafe. Yeah, Asana. Pretty good. Up 1.6% today. There's not a ton on my watch list. It's up over like 2-3% today. Not like there's been the past few weeks. Today, my watch list is almost overwhelmingly red, which is pretty rough. Like Charge Point down a crap ton. Down 12% there. Wow, what went on? BMNR. I think that they did a offering yesterday, or they're diluting shares or something of that nature, I believe, with BMNR. Let me triple check the radar. Oh, so they announced a $1 billion stock repurchasing program. That's really not bad. Yeah, but they did do a shelf offering, so. Yeah. A shelf offering to register securities for sale by selling stockholders. Interesting. Yeah, because they're increasing the total of shares onto the market. Shareholders regard it as dilution or dilutive to their existing value, leading to a fall in stock price. So, yeah, essentially, since they're offering, you know, or allowing these stockholders to sell these securities, it's putting more onto the market, and pretty brutal. Nonetheless, they fell off a lot last night from it. That stuff can get a little bit complicated there. At the end of the day, there's more shares essentially coming onto the market, so it's diluting shareholders, really. That's what I thought from last night. Dilution was the main topic. Go check APLD. Look at a pullback on SPY. There we go, right back down. All right, SPY, let's fall off a little bit there. Will that do long term? That's a good question. That's a good question. I'd have to read into it a lot more, honestly. I'm curious, like, what they would do with it. It looks like they're saying here it might be used to purchase more Ethereum for other general corporate purposes. See, a lot of times, like, if companies do this, they'll get the proceeds. Like it says here, they won't receive the proceeds from the sale of common stock. So kind of weird there, but saying being used to buy Ethereum, so that's okay. Hopefully it allows them to grow more in the future, but for right now, it's not very good. You got to be careful with a company like BMNR. BMNR is a very risky company, and whenever you get these like pump and dump situations like what we're seeing here, companies like to do that. Like you'll see them do like an offering or something that will dilute the current shareholders or something of that nature. So it's not really too surprising. We see it happen quite a bit. It's just really understanding like the specifics of like what BMNR will do from that is a little bit complicated without, you know, doing like a super big deep dive on it. I think just sticking to like the basics of just the understanding like, okay, at the end of the day, it's diluting shareholders is the real way to think about it. Are you still talking about BMNR, Autumn? Let's go see Tesla here. Down a little bit. Coming back though. Wow. What's up with this action with Tesla? It's pretty insane. Rocket Lab. Tesla has you confused? It's a pretty confusing setup today, I would say. Pretty brutal. Okay, you were talking about BMNR? Let's go back to whenever they IPO'd. When did they IPO again? I can't remember like when they started doing this. You do remember though why they started moving, right? I can't remember if this was a SPAC deal or something, but you do know why they started moving. Tom Lee is now the chairman of the board. That sparked a lot of interest there on BMNR. ETH/USD, let's see. Ethereum's actually holding up pretty well right now. Let me go ask GPT, because I can't tell whenever it truly IPO'd. You know, these charts get weird sometimes. It says the company's original IPO and its original public listing was December 17th, 1997. What the? It says, yeah, June 5th, 2025 is when it started trading as BMNR. Yeah, they're talking about the founding and original listing. BMNR traded on the OTC QX Best Market from September 28th, 2023 up until its uplisting effective June 2025. Okay. Weird. So technically they really IPO'd in 1997, but they've just been changing the way that they've been trading. Autumn is really... Yeah, exactly. It could have been. They're not really giving me that much info there. What did it trade as? Yeah, it just says it traded on the OTC QX market, so... I'm assuming that it was still BMNR, just on a weird market. Maybe it even had like a weird like thing at the end. If that makes sense. What's up, Demir? What do you need help with there? Looks pretty fire. A little confused with how the covered call works. When does the one that's not the covered call expire? I can't see it. Or, oh, is that just your shares? Oh, never mind. That's just your shares. Let's see. ETHW 30 strike. Expires 15th of August 2025. Okay. Let's see the daily here. It's the 30 strike. I like it being the 30 strike. I mean, really, that's awesome. So there's a couple things that are going on right now, Demir. It looks like you're down on that position around 60%, right? At negative 108. You're up a lot on your shares, though. So what's going to happen is, as, like, let's just say ETHW keeps going up, it's going to look like you're more in the negative, and, you know, you're just more in the red, more in the red, more in the red. Now, what that is it's essentially taking, like, your shares and, like, understanding that you have to sell out of your shares at $30. So at the end of your position, if ETHW on August 15th is over 30, you're going to lose 100 shares per contract at $30 per share, and you're not going to have to pay that major loss that it's showing there. You could take that loss and close it early and keep your shares, which could be something beneficial. Most of the time, I always just say to let it expire, though, depending, you know, how the situation is progressing. But nonetheless, ETHW is on quite a good uptrend right now, so it is possible that, you know, on August 15th, you could lose those shares. But really, you know, you're pretty solid right now. You just let it go. It's probably going to show some red for a little while, but as August 15th gets closer, theta decay is going to start killing that position. So you're going to start to see theta decay just really come in as long as it's under 30 bucks. So I think right now you're in a really solid position with this one. And if you do sell at 30, your shares are going to go up another 300 bucks or whatever from the current price around 27 anyway. So you'll be pretty happy there, and you'll actually keep the premium from the covered call, which whatever you started out at with the premium would be. But yeah, it's about covered calls. What happens if it expires out of the money? If it's out of the money, you simply just keep your shares and you keep all the premium. So right now it says you're down 108 bucks and it's worth 0.72. So I think that's how it is, right? I think that's correct from what I'm reading. I can't tell if you have like multiple contracts or not. It like doesn't give me any indication there, but yeah, if it expires out of the money, you'll be totally fine. You simply just keep your premium and go. Four contracts. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so in that case, that whole 108 that looks like it's red now, that'll go back. It'll be profitable by the time August 15th rolls around, as long as ETHW is under 30. Actually, I would even say, like, let's say the ETHW pulls back, like, tomorrow even just a little bit. You might even end up green tomorrow. Like, it could be pretty quick. considering we're already to August. Yeah, like Ryan says, you can roll it too. Like if you really want to keep it, you can close it and then sell another 4 covered calls at, well, either the same or even higher. You know, obviously, you might start shooting yourself in the foot doing that too much, so. Either way, though, as long as you're comfortable. Yeah, I mean, it's literally you just buy it back, Demir. You said it right there. You said there's the strat of just buying it back. You literally just buy it back, and then you're done. Then you just keep your shares, you pay that little loss, and that's it. It might be smarter to roll it, though. Not always, Ryan. It can be, you could just buy it back, take the $100 loss, and then, like, let's say he thought that ETHW was going to go to, like, 35, right? Let's say something changed, and now he thinks it's going to go to 35, whenever previously he thought only 30, right? You could either do two things. You know, you could just roll it out, set it up to 35. You could buy it back. If you buy it back, you lose 100 now, but it'll go up, you know, you could maybe make... It depends. You know, you'll have to really do the math to see if it would offset or not. You know, it's a... There's nothing's going to be super, like, set in stone. Like, if anyone tells you that, then it's not necessarily correct. But you need to make sure the math plays out, really. Got out a SPY today. Oh, man, that killed the viewers. SPY pulling back underneath the trend line, guys. SPY breaking the trend. Wow, this is crazy with SPY in the trend here. It's a pretty big breakdown starting to come in. Looking pretty brutal on SPY. Uh-oh. New low of the day established. Ryan says, for sure, I meant like as a source of income to buy back covered calls. You're generally more bearish short-term and bullish long-term, right? No, I actually would say that's the opposite, Ryan. Here, let me explain it. Let's just go to Tesla here really quickly. I'll try to do it somewhat fast. Let's go to AMD maybe. All right, let's go to AMD, right? Let's use this as an example here. All right. Let's say that you're watching AMD, and let's say that, you know, AMD is going up, and you hold AMD shares, and you want to make as much money as possible, no matter what. So, at the end of the day, you want to sell some covered calls. Now, generally what you would do is you would sell a covered call, thinking, okay, there's a few scenarios here. you could say, I'm either going to be wanting to take profits. So you could say, okay, I've been holding AMD since like $100. Maybe I want to potentially take profits here, right? Like let's say 185, 190. But I would like to just, take advantage of the premium too and maybe just keep holding my AMD shares. So let's say you sell it at like 190, right? Now let's say AMD starts to rip through 190 here and go up. You might be bullish over the next few weeks to where maybe you don't want to sell covered calls because maybe you want to literally just let AMD ride, right? You would let those shares ride, which would, far probably outpace the premium that you would make from covered calls. So in that sense, you would be kind of scared, right? You wouldn't want to sell a covered call at 190 or 200, right? So what you would do is you would buy it back. You just buy back your current covered call and then just let the stock go. Now, there could always be the thought of, okay, maybe you roll it. Maybe you're selling the 190 and maybe you think now it's going to go up to 220. Maybe you could roll it out to the 220 for like a further date, something like that, if the math made sense. So that could be okay. But then again, if it gets there and then you buy it back again, I don't want you to get stuck in like that weird cycle like that, right? So personally, I think you would buy it back if you're more bullish because you would want to buy it back thinking, okay, the stock's going to explode, right? You don't want a covered call that's going to kill your gains because you have to sell your shares early or something of that nature. That's the fear or the main concern that I have there with your thinking, at least the way that you said it. SPY under 637. Let's see. There we go, SPY. Yes, let's go. There we go, SPY starting to really move. Let's go. That's badass. Usually when wheeling, it makes more sense to me to pick a bearish stock towards its floor to start CSPs. So that was my thought process. Oh yeah, for CSPs. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like for CSPs, yeah. Whenever you say that about picking up cash secured puts on like bearish stocks around the floors, 100%. And then that way you're taking more advantage of the put premiums being higher too because the stock's been down recently. That's exactly right. Tesla at 326. I've seen a lot of people try to do that, Ryan. Unfortunately, if people do it on stocks that are rough, I've seen people get destroyed before. Like, let's say, let's pick one like Zoom, right? I remember with COVID, Zoom exploded. As Zoom pulled back and it got like into this point, I know so many people that were doing cash secured puts down around like, let's say, I don't know, 320, 360, 300, things of that nature, right? And whenever they tried to do it again the last time, it didn't work too well. And a lot of them got stuck in the in the rolling out trap of cash secure puts, where they would just keep rolling, but it just went down, and it was pretty insane how it ended up playing out there. So, you know, you just got to be a little careful. I like to always, you know, show stuff like that, and, you know, of course, you're going to think it's the floor a lot when it's really not, and things of that scenario. Obviously, it's like that with any trader and any trading strategy, though, so. Can't wait to see all the put profits on the profits page, though. I know, right? There should be some fun ones here today. The way SPY's starting to move down, this is awesome. Pretty brutal. 636.50. Let's see another breakdown, SPY. Why don't you do it for us? That'd be sick to see a good continuation from this point. Dang it, that trend line's moving around on my chart. There we go. I don't know why the TradingView chart does that sometimes. Oh, yeah. Can't do stocks that are cyclical, if that makes the right word. Kind of. I get what you mean. Get you for sure. Rocket Lab has paid its dividends, but has like no support for a while, so I have no choice but to watch for now. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy one there. Wow. What do you own this one at, Ryan? Midnight says, Tom, do you ever buy puts for a stock, or do you use them in more complicated setups? I'll do puts from time to, you know, every time and again. For sure, especially if the market's in a pretty put-friendly environment. You know, why not? Sometimes put opportunities can be the best ones out there. Kind of crazy. Like today, Autumn says. Yeah, kind of like today. I've been leaning more down this morning anyways, just based off of the way the SPY was setting up there, but yeah. Tessie seems to be holding up so far. Tessie. Wow, it broke 320 earlier, destroyed the base, and then immediately came right back up. What a weird move. What a strange move by them today. I've been going for a 0.2 delta. Market is so volatile. A 0.2 delta. It's because of inverse is SPY. Tesla hates the market lately. That's funny. You're right. It kind of does. I've noticed that myself. A little bit. Uh-oh, SPY right back up. Oh, we got our Mexican music going on today. Like it up for Taco Tuesday. Fiesta. SPY broke under 637, Elton said, but they closed their puts. Oh man. Yeah, it broke under pretty good there for a few minutes. Hopefully it can hit this resistance and reject right back down. That was pretty brutal there. Somebody scanned in the Discord said shoes getting cooked. Women's shoes. Man, it really is. Oh, it needs to have a good earnings here. SHOO needs a good report. I only made like $200 profit, but if it held, would have been an easy 3K. You're right, though. Profit's profit. It is profit is profit. It just depends mainly, like, what was the setup that you saw? You know, like, did it do what you wanted on the setup? That's the main thing. There could have always been a re-entry if you were there paying attention. No more bathroom breaks. I'm just kidding. I don't even know what to do with SPY at this point. Unknown says, bro, I'm usually pretty good, but it moves so fast. Watch, like, some of these resistances for, like, you know, re-entries or something of that nature. It coils up really slow and then has a big move, right? Honestly, kudos to you for making a SPY profit today, because a lot of us are confused, Autumn said. That's funny. Yeah, Elton, you're probably just killing most people out there. I didn't even think about that. Don't want to enter the upside right now because we're breaking a little bit below demand zone. Yeah, I don't think I'd enter up right now myself. I'm sure it'll come flying back up at some point soon, but... I can't believe how much it fell under that trend there. That was brutal. The song has a nice little beat to it. Probably not safe to enter up to like 638, no? No, by 638, there could probably be some other type of crazy setup coming in here, Autumn. I don't think it'd be super safe to go bullish right now. But like, you know, let's say that we kept falling, right? Like, let's say the SPY keeps falling and it starts to have some like intraday bounce, right? Like, let's say it gets to like 636 and, you know, holds it a little bit and comes for a retest and holds again. You know, maybe you could like enter like right here or right here for like a possible like re-break, you know, back like up to here, like maybe try to trade it back up to like the 637 resistance, catch a move like this, something of that nature. So like as the day progresses, I mean, there could be opportunities all across the board. It just depends, I guess, what ends up happening, what we end up seeing. But you could go bullish intraday way before that. But I'm not going to have like a super like bullish tendency, or let's say like a lean towards like an all-time high push or anything like that until 638 breaks. But I wouldn't do it until something formed. Right now, it looks slow and steady down. Pretty rough. SPY 636.50. What a breakdown. Starting to get a little green action back in. Again, we're just staring at the 1 minute candle, so just because it had a little slight green candle don't mean it's coming all the way back or anything. Don't get too crazy there now. Bank of America trying to move again. I'm sorry, I sound like a broken record, but damn, SPY would stop doing the up and down after I sell my put. All right, Elton. I know, the FOMO's kicking in, man. All right, we got the Google here. Up to 193.80. Man. Yeah, doing pretty good, Demir. So far, so good. Very nice action. Whoa, here we go. Robert, thank you, sir. We got the 5 spot. What's your opinion on these IPO booms? Mainly Figma that's dropping this Thursday. Lately, they just keep exploding the day of. Stay blessed, y'all. Figma. dropping this Thursday. Lately, they just keep exploding the day of. That's a great question, Robert. You know, there's been a lot of IPOs out there. Some go good, some go bad. It's a tough go, Robert. They will not all be as good as everybody makes out. I've seen some very popular ones go south. Let's go look at Uber's IPO. I gotta see this one. How is this one? Look at Uber's IPO, guys. How would you feel about Uber? I remember Uber had a ton of hype whenever its IPO happened. Everybody was like, Uber, 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 Uber. Well, it didn't quite go as planned for a year or so. Another one, Snapchat. Now, this one moved good at first, but as time went on... Oh, no, it didn't. It didn't. I guess, okay, the first 2 days it did good. Look at Snapchat. You know, Snapchat was one of the most hyped up IPOs I can remember. Just pretty much straight down. So, like, there's not always going to be IPOs that just boom, like what we're seeing right now. And I think that's something that could end up happening. Now, what ended up happening with a lot of these things, like, let's say Snapchat or Uber or something of that nature, is that there's the pre-IPO prices, right? These brokers allow people to buy in pre-IPO. And what happened in some of these cases is that the price got pushed up so much from those pre-IPO buyers that it ended up essentially like, it made the stock IPO or truly come onto the market at a worser price than what it really should have. So it really screwed a lot of people over who weren't getting into the pre-IPO sale. So it's a little bit strange how that can go there. I'm curious where Figma will end up hitting at on the market. But, you know, I just don't want people to get too crazy, bent out of shape with the IPOs, because they have been pretty rough before from what I've seen. So I normally don't see ones that pop off as good as the ones that we've been seeing. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Unknown said FOMO kicked in. They got a put. Down 24. Come on, let's see the continuation. Yeah, exactly, Autumn. It could if the pre-IPO price gets too high. It can get kind of brutal there. Those have all been tech related though, no? The recent good IPOs? Might have been. Name some good recent IPOs. You know, it's tough to remember all of them. Let's see. Recent IPOs with... Let's see. I'm looking some up here. Oh yeah, Circle, of course. Duh. CoreWeave. CRCL. CoreWeave. Another good one. Yeah, but this is a lot different. CoreWeave is literally an AI cloud infrastructure company built on NVIDIA GPUs. That's a pretty big difference. VOYG. Oh, look at this IPO. This one's not very hot. It's in the defense and space tech firm. That's not the sector. It's in defense and space, though. Chime, CHYM. How's that one? Down quite a bit on their IPOs. SLDE, Slide Insurance down. Accelerate Holdings. I'm not even seeing their ticker. Caris Life CAI. Titan, Service Titan, TTAN. Okay. Quite a bit there. Obviously, Circle is the big one that everyone's been liking recently. I'm a bit more worried about the one that you're naming off, Autumn. It doesn't seem like that they, while they are competitors, let's say to like Adobe or something, it doesn't seem like anything too insane as far as like AI or something of that nature. Maybe I'm wrong. Are they specifically like a lot more into AI, Autumn? Or, again, I'm not like a Figma historian, I guess you'd say. They're mostly all down now, it looks like, but they opened up wild. Yeah. The opening move was pretty wild, but man, I keep looking at stuff like CoreWeave and Circle, though. Those are two just great examples that I'm sure are turning people onto them a lot more. More among web designers. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm on their website. Looking pretty awesome. Here's like some of the stuff that they interesting. Yeah, there we go. This is more of what I was looking for here. There's some code. Oh, yeah. Very interesting, Autumn. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting IPO. I hope that it can, get the hype going enough to have some fun, some fun action there. You love the product? There we go. But instead paid them $1 billion when the deal went south. They almost bought Figma. Oh, wow. But they just paid him $1 billion instead. Did they become like partners with them or something, Autumn? 18.8 billion valuation. Wow. Yeah, don't go too crazy on it, please. That's all I really care about. Don't lose or anything crazy like that. It always scares me when people talk about IPOs because they can get pretty crazy. Bank of America, JP Morgan. JP Morgan hit 300 today, but pulled back, unfortunately. Peace, Demure Sia. You got the crown right at the end. That's funny. It's hilarious. SPY just touched all the way down to 636.15. Yup, nope. They didn't. They just ended the deal due to bureaucracy. Wow, no partnership. Oh, wow, that's crazy, Autumn. That's crazy. See you midnight. Have a great one. SPY just dipped under 636.15, down to 636. It's getting into the support range here. 635.50 to 636.15. This is a big range. I could see the SPY bouncing anywhere between here. It's a big level coming in. People want the coin. Like 370 on coins holding up pretty good. And SPY's getting straight down again. Let's go. I like seeing this. Unknown should be pretty happy now, right? There we go. Beautiful. That trend line breakdown was amazing earlier today. Let's go. That was a good breakdown to see. Oh my god, the 3K miss is now 10K. Holy shit. Wow. That's insane. Cole said SoFi. Pulling back quite a bit. Oh, trying to find some support somewhere here. Look at 23.50 as an intraday support. Maybe for like a dip buy opportunity. Possibly. Crazy music going on here. Tesla pulling back slightly. Looking at the watch list again. So many stocks are just terrible today. Coca-Cola is up around the top of my watch list. You know it must be a weird day when KO is at the top of my watch list. KO is like straight to the upside today. Coca-Cola. Looking at them on the daily. Look at how they're bouncing up off support. That is a huge day for Coca-Cola here. Huge day. All those profits you thought you had? Jake. Don't fuel the fire, Jake. That's funny. Wish SoFi would bounce better. What's falling off today? Lucid Motors down 8%. Straight down at open. The Metals Company down 8%. So many big pullbacks today. LUNR's down. Cleveland Cliffs is down. And these stocks are like pretty straight down too. ACHR. Tempest. Oh my gosh, it's like every single one is just straight to the downside. TDOC. Teladoc. Big Bear AI. How about SMR? How about UUUU? Oh my god. Every single stock is just dead red. Dead in the red. Awful. Well, alright guys, we're probably going to call it there. Pretty wild day so far. Watch out for these growth stocks that are falling down. Of course, there's a few stocks trying to get moving, but not really the best out there. Monster Beverage. Yeah, let's have a great rest of the day. It's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Hope everybody has a great one, seriously. Let's go, let's go. If you're not yet in the trading floor, definitely join up. I'm going to send up the link in the chat. Go check out the store page. Use code BIGMONEY. Save a little bit. Code BIGMONEY. No problem, Tiger. Let's go. Have a great one, everybody. Hope to see you in the Discord.